But soon is not a time. Soon is a story fear tells you, to stay in control. Here's the truth no one tells you. You don't need confidence to start. Confidence comes after you act. You don't need clarity to move. Clarity comes from movement. And you don't need 2026. You need today. Not a full transformation. Not a dramatic reset. One decision. One action you can't undo. Send the message. Publish the video. Apply for the thing. Start the habit badly. Something that breaks the pattern of waiting. Because the moment you act, even imperfectly, you step into a different identity. Not the dreamer, not the planner, the doer. And once that identity shifts, everything else follows. Slowly, messily, but permanently. So before this video ends, I want you to imagine something. It's 2026, and you're looking back at today. What do you want to thank yourself for? For waiting again? Or for starting? Even when you were scared, you don't need to change your whole life. You just need to stop negotiating with the version of you that's afraid. Let this be the moment. You stop hoping time will save you, because time won't, but you can. If this hit you, don't just move on. Do something small today that your future self will recognize. And if you're ready to stop waiting, subscribe. This channel isn't about motivation. It's about movement, because 2026 isn't coming to save you. You have to save yourself. But avoiding what matters is how people end up resenting their own lives. Not dramatically, quietly, with phrases like, "It's fine, I'm okay, I guess this is enough." Enough for who? Enough for your fear? Enough for your past? Or enough for the future version of you? Who will have to live with this choice? Because one day, the waiting version of you will become the older version of you. An older you will not care how busy you were, or how complicated life felt. They will only care about one thing. Did you try? Not did you succeed. Not did you get it perfect. Did you try? Before time made the decision for you? You don't need a new year to answer that question. You need courage. And courage doesn't show up fully formed. It appears in small, quiet moments. Moments where you choose action, without applause. Where you choose progress, without certainty. Where you choose movement over another promise you won't keep. This is one of those moments. You're here, listening. That means something. Don't let it turn into just another thought. Turn it into a step. There's something you need to understand before this ends. Most people don't fail because they don't try. They fail because they confuse movement with progress. They watch videos. They save posts. They plan. They overplan. And they call that growth. But nothing changes. Because real progress is uncomfortable. It's quiet, uncelebrated, and often invisible at first. Real progress looks boring. It looks like showing up when motivation is gone. It looks like doing the thing badly instead of perfectly. It looks like choosing consistency over excitement. That's why so few people change. Not because it's hard, but because it's humbling. Starting means accepting that you'll be a beginner, that you won't impress anyone, that your first attempts won't match your vision. And the ego hates that, so it convinces you to wait, to prepare a little more, to fix one more thing, to start soon. Let's be honest for a moment, not with the world, with yourself. If nothing changes between now and 2026, what do you honestly expect to feel? Proud? Relieved? Or quietly disappointed, pretending you're okay with it? You don't have to answer out loud. You already know, because this isn't the first time you've waited. You've waited before, for a better moment, for more confidence, for life to calm down. And when you look back at those moments now, do they feel justified? Or do they feel like missed chances? You were too gentle with yourself to call what they were missed chances. Waiting teaches you to tolerate a life that doesn't fit you. And tolerance is dangerous, not because it hurts immediately, but because it slowly convinces you that this is all there is, that wanting more is unrealistic, that ambition is naive, that change is for other people. You don't say these things out loud, but You start living as if they're true. You stay in situations that drain you. You accept routines that numb you, and you call it stability. But stability without growth is just a comfortable cage. The version of you waiting for 2026 is not weak. It's tired. Tired of false starts. Tired of overthinking. Tired of hoping and stopping. And tired people don't need motivation. They need relief. Relief from indecision. Because indecision is louder than failure. At least failure gives you feedback. Waiting gives you nothing. No lessons. No clarity. No direction. Just more time to doubt yourself. And here's something important you may have missed. The fear you feel about starting is not a sign that you're not ready. It's a sign that it matters. You don't feel fear around things you don't care about. You feel fear where identity is involved, where growth is possible, where your life could actually change. And that's why waiting feels so tempting. Because if you don't start, you don't have to confront how much this means to you. The version of you that waits is actually under more pressure than the version that acts. Because waiting keeps everything unresolved. Nothing is finished. Nothing is decided. Your mind is always carrying open loops. And open loops are exhausting. You feel tired without doing much. You feel overwhelmed without clear reasons. That's not laziness. That's mental weight. The weight of a life on pause. And pauses are meant to be temporary. When they last too long, they suffocate momentum. You don't need more time. You need closure. Closure on the idea that one day, you'll magically feel ready. You won't. Readiness doesn't arrive. It's created through movement, through discomfort, through doing the thing, before your mind fully agrees. And here's the hardest truth. The version of you waiting for 2026 is not protecting you. It's protecting your fear. And fear always asks for more time, more preparation, more certainty, more guarantees. But life doesn't give guarantees. It gives opportunities. And opportunities expire, not loudly, quietly, while you're still thinking. This is not meant to scare you. It's meant to ground you. Because fear makes the future feel huge. But action shrinks it, one step at a time. You don't need to leap. You need to move, even slowly, especially slowly, because movement breaks the spell of waiting. The moment you act, the pressure shifts. You stop asking, what if? And start learning, what now? And learning is lighter than imagining. This is why the most powerful thing you can do today is not plan your entire future. Is to choose one small action that ends the waiting, one action that proves you are no longer the version of you who postpones life, not to impress anyone, to reclaim yourself. Waiting doesn't feel like damage. That's why it's so dangerous. There's no crash, no clear failure, no moment where everything falls apart, just days that look the same. And slowly, something inside you changes. Not your dreams. Those stay. What changes is how real they feel. At first, your dreams feel close, possible, almost within reach. You talk about them with energy. You imagine details. But every time you delay action, those dreams move a little farther away. Not because they're impossible, but because you stop seeing yourself as the kind of person who follows through. And that shift is subtle. You don't notice it happening. It shows up in small ways. You stop making promises to yourself. You stop setting clear goals. You stop trusting your own plans. Not consciously, you just lower expectations. So you don't have to feel disappointed. And from the outside, that looks like maturity. Being realistic, not rushing, taking things slow. But inside, feels like something is shrinking. Your confidence isn't gone. It's unused. And unused confidence fades. Because confidence isn't built by thinking positively. It's built by evidence. And waiting produces no evidence. Only thoughts, only intentions, only imagined futures. And the more you imagine without acting, the harder it becomes to act at all. Because your mind starts associating effort with disappointment, so it protects you. It whispers, why try? You've waited this long anyway, and that's when waiting becomes identity. I'm just not there yet. I'm still figuring myself out. This isn't my time. You don't realize it, but you've stopped giving yourself deadlines. Because deadlines force honesty, and honesty forces movement. But here's what no one tells you. You scroll, you plan, you imagine. But imagining is not the same as becoming. And deep down, you know that too. That's why this message exists. Not to shame you, not to pressure you, but to tell you something. You already feel 2026 is not going to feel different. If you keep feeling the same, a new year doesn't erase fear. It doesn't build confidence. It doesn't give courage to people who keep waiting. Only action does that. And I know what you're thinking right now. What if I try and nothing changes? But let me ask you something more honest. What if you don't try and nothing changes? Because that's the risk you're taking every day. Without realizing it, you're not afraid of failing. You're afraid of discovering that you were capable all along and wasted time pretending you weren't. That realization is heavy, so you delay it. You tell yourself, after this phase, after things settle, after I feel more ready. But readiness is a feeling, and feelings are unreliable. If you wait to feel ready, you will wait forever, because growth doesn't ask whether you're comfortable. It asks whether you're willing to feel awkward, willing to feel unsure, willing to start before confidence shows up. The version of you waiting for 2026 is not weak, it's cautious. But caution, when it lasts too long, turns into regret, and regret is much heavier than fear ever was. This message is not telling you to change everything today. It's asking you to stop lying to yourself about when you'll begin. Not next year, not when life is quieter. Now, not loudly, not perfectly, just honestly. Because the moment you stop waiting, something shifts. Not around you, inside you. This isn't a motivational video. No loud music, no promises, no hype. This is a message, not to everyone, to a very specific version of you. The version that keeps saying, next year. The version that looks at 2026 like it's a turning point, like something magical will happen once the calendar changes. I know you. I know how you talk to yourself late at night. You don't say you're lazy. You don't say you don't care. You say, I just need time. I'll do it properly later. I don't want to start and fail. So you wait, not because you don't want more, but because you're scared of wanting it too much. You tell yourself you're being patient, but deep down, you know you're hesitating, and hesitation feels safe. As long as you're waiting, you don't have to confront anything. You don't have to test your limits. You don't have to find out whether you're capable or not. Waiting protects you from disappointment, but it also quietly steals something else, your trust in yourself. Every time you say, next year, you're not just postponing action. You're postponing belief. Belief that you can start. Belief that you can handle discomfort. Belief that you don't need a perfect version of yourself to begin. And that's what hurts the most. Not that you haven't started yet, but that you're slowly convincing yourself that you can't. You see, the most dangerous thing about waiting is that it feels harmless. No one calls you out on it. No one sees it. From the outside, you look fine, responsible, calm, put together. But inside, there's a quiet tension, a feeling you don't talk about, a feeling that life is moving and you're watching it instead of living it.